Super Sons 14. Did you stop reading this a while ago? I feel
I
like
did, yeah.
you did. This issue, we ended off last issue with like them finding out Tyler's going after Lois, right? That's her target, and we also find out in this issue that she only took that target because she knew it would draw out Damien. It was like, this is beneath me just assassinating some reporter, but I'm doing it because I want to lure in Damien and see what he does. But what I really like about it, so Superboy and Damien are rushing to Metropolis, or no, actually I think it was Gotham. Yeah, because Lois is there interviewing someone about something, and they go to Gotham, and Superboy like jumps in, grabs the bullet just in time. Damien's on the roof because she was, Talia was going to snipe her, so Damien's on the roof fighting Talia, and there's the whole fighting's going on, and she's like, you're half the child I train, and he's like, oh, is that right? And I love that this is a scene of a 13-year-old kid kicking his mother in the face, and you're rooting for him. It's like, yeah, like take down Talia. My favorite part though actually is that after John saves, he ends up having to do something else in the street. There's some cronies, from the league or whoever's with Talia, that John takes care of, and eventually Lois sees him outside, and the woman she's interviewing comes out with her, and she has to talk to him not as his mother, but as someone who doesn't know who it is, because secret identity, and. What I really liked about it is it almost felt like John's first time having that Clark or Superman Lois moment where she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here, Superboy?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm here saving the day, but everything's okay now." And she's like, "Oh, very good." And it was the look in her face. The art was very good. From Carlo Barberi, who did the art in this one. Jimenez was on this for most of it. It's changed. He's not quite as good as Jimenez, but he's still very, very good. But the facial expression on Lois is she's sort of like, okay, good job, Superboy. Don't stay out too late. I bet you've got a mother somewhere who's worried about you.
Sounds about right.
But no, all that stuff was really fun. And then Damien sort of, he actually after Talia leaves, Talia's all like, one day I will break what Bruce has done to you, and you'll become the heir that you were supposed to be, and you will be by my side, and blah blah blah. And she runs off, and John's asking Damien questions, and Damien flies off, and it feels like he's actually pissed off and left, but then he actually comes back at the end to kind of explain. He's at first he's all, I'm not going to explain. I don't need to describe what's happening here. I'm just going to get the exact conversation in front of me, but but he kind of rides back around because he's like, oh, Damien, why don't you talk, because Damon's all, oh, your mother's safe, and he's like, oh yeah, that's fine, thanks, and he's asking, alright, so let's talk about what's going on, and he comes back and he's like, okay, right, so she trained me as a toddler and all that, so basically he's opening up. It's like a scene of him opening up. Also at one point he calls him J, just the letter J, which, oh, that's cool. He's got, I think I could like the idea of Damien having a nickname for him. It's actually kind of not like a mean nickname. It's just he's got a nickname for him now.
I guess. I think my problem is Jay is it takes the same amount of time to say as John.
It does, but
so I feel like if you're going to do a nickname, you might as well do something cool.
That's more a critique of everyone who does that, though, because that does happen.
It does, and I will critique everyone who does that because they're idiots.
Yeah. But yeah, they have a bit of a bonding moment, and John's like, you're making choices. You're the only one winning is you. That's why we're pals. And he sort of pats him on the back, and Damien looks disgruntled as always. And then they go walking off, not into the sunset. They're in an alleyway, but it's got that sort of low angle. It's them two walking off as they're talking. It's just a funny little gag at the end where he's like, train me how to use a sword, Damien. He's like, hey, you train me how to fly, I'll teach you how to use the sword. He's like, hey, that's not fair. Stop. And it says next, Kid Amazo's back. That's what we're getting back to next.
Okay.
So that was Super Sons. I had a blast. There was almost nothing I didn't like about this issue.
I will likely pick up the omnibus and just read it then.
That's fair. But no, it's super tight. All the things it's doing. I love the Superboy Lois kind of pretending that they don't know each other thing was just bringing a smile at my face. So
yeah, that's cool.